You know what's funny? For weeks, everyone online screamed the ICJ is about to stop Israel, and then it didn't. Shalom, I'm Igal, your host, and this is Middle East in less than 5 minutes. Today, we're unpacking two big stories: the International Court of Justice ruling on genocide, and the slow public unmasking of UNRWA, the UN's dirtiest humanitarian secret. The ICJ and the genocide that wasn't. Let's start with the ICJ. South Africa stood before the world's highest court and accused Israel, the world's only Jewish state, of genocide. That's not just legally absurd, it's historically cruel. And after all the noise, the court said what we already knew: Israel is not committing genocide. In fact, South Africa failed to prove any evidence. The ICJ didn't order Israel to stop fighting Hamas. It simply said, keep defending yourselves, but keep documenting how you protect civilians. That's it. Translation: Israel, keep doing what you are already doing. But if you scroll through social media, you saw the opposite. ICJ finds Israel guilty. Ceasefire ordered. Fake headlines everywhere, amplified by the same activist who never reads the ruling. Here's the truth. The ICJ ruling wasn't a loss for Israel. It was a humiliation for Hamas' global PR team. And yet, Israel is still under the microscope like no nation in history. Every strike, every evacuation route, every humanitarian corridor documented, recorded, reviewed. No other army on earth fights with this level of transparency under this much pressure. And still, Israel fights. Because it has to. UNRWA, the UN's biggest lie. Now, on to the next scandal. UNRWA. If you've never heard of it, let me introduce you to the UN agency that refuses to end the refugee crisis because it profits from keeping it alive. UNRWA was created just for Palestinians. Every other refugee on earth, Syrians, Ukrainians, Sudanese, falls under the UNHCR, which helps people rebuild their lives and eventually stops counting them as refugees. UNRWA does the opposite. It invented the idea of hereditary refugee status. So, if your great-grandfather fled in 1848, congratulations! You, your kids, and your grandkids are all refugees too. That's how roughly 700,000 refugees in 1948 magically became almost 7 million today. No one else on the planet gets that treatment. And here, where it gets darker. Evidence shows UNRWA staff directly participated in the October 7 massacre. Some helped coordinate logistics. Others celebrated it online. Teachers in UNRWA schools have long been caught preaching hate, glorifying martyrs, teaching that Jews are subhuman, and posting praise for Hamas attacks in Telegram groups. So when UN Watch and Israeli intelligence exposed all this, the world finally reacted. The US, Canada, Australia, Germany, the Netherlands, the UK, Italy, and Finland all froze funding. Think about that. 8 major democracies stopped paying into a UN agency because it was caught collaborating with terrorists. That's not a scandal. That's a reckoning. Connecting the dots. And if you connect the two stories, the ICJ genocide case and the UNRWA revelations, you'll see the bigger picture. The institutions we're told to trust, the courts, the UN, the NGOs, are being weaponized against the one country that actually lives by the rules they claim to defend. Israel is documenting every warning call, every aid truck, every evacuation, while UN employees help terrorists and world leaders pretend not to notice. So if you're wondering who's really on trial, it's not Israel, it's the UN itself. The ICJ didn't find genocide. UNRWA got caught enabling terror, and yet the headlines still paint Israel as a villain. Because in this world, facts don't matter as much as feelings, especially when the facts defend the Jews. That's Middle East in less than 5 minutes. I'm Igal, your host. If this episode gave you a little clarity in the chaos, share it. The truth deserves a voice louder than the lies. Until the next time, Shalom.